Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Hi everyone. Warmly welcome to all of you with another video of NEBOSH process safety management question and answers, kind of a mock exam with 40 questions, and I'm sure it will give you a complete idea how that exam look like, what kind of questions gonna be there, even though it's multiple choices or MCQs. But still, these are technical questions. So humble request, if you believe you have sufficient time, because it's required a lot of focus, right? If you are quite busy at the moment, I would appreciate and humbly request, plan another time. But if you believe you have sufficient time right now, then this video is going to be very much beneficial for all of you, inshallah, especially for the chemical engineers, mechanical engineers, or even process safety engineers. And I would say anyone who is working in high hazardous industries where more complicated processes are there. So this qualification definitely will give you a lot of benefit, inshallah. Even to be very honest, as per my personal opinion, this is the only qualification I like the most, in safety word. Actually, the reason is ultimately we all are dealing and optimizing and keeping safe to our processes, because in any company, in any industry, we have a series of processes, right? So we truly, and those processes are being managed through human power, and on the other side, a lot of machinery is involved, materials are involved. So, but ultimately, the output what we are looking for from that particular process is to be the safer one, without injuries, without any sort of catastrophic explosions or fire hazards or something like that. So these 40 questions, even though I have more than 250 questions, but this first mock exam questions, just to give you an idea how the exam look like, what kind of questions gonna be there, and based on that, you can plan, inshallah, this NEBOSH PSM. Whoever is completed NEBOSH IGC, still I would recommend you must go for NEBOSH PSM, and if you truly want to achieve this qualification, even you can note down my WhatsApp number, you can contact me, and I'll definitely lead you until you achieve your process safety management qualification from NEBOSH, inshallah. So let's start with question number one, and I'm sure it is going to be very much beneficial for all of you, inshallah. So you can subscribe our channel and refer to your friend pool, your professional network, whoever is looking for this qualification. So let's start with question number one. Now, I always mention, the understanding of the question or understanding the crux of the question is one of the most important factor. If you can understand the question with the right set of meaning and logic and concept, ultimately it would be really easy for you to select the right option and to go with the right answer. Like, let's take an example. Question number one: which of the following is likely to be the most helpful in developing a positive health and safety culture? Now, there are four options. Now, it's entirely depends on you how you're gonna select, logically, technically, conceptually, the right answer. Because since mostly you guys are safety professionals, maybe as a safety officers or manager or process safety engineer, or maybe the safety officer, or maybe the assistant for safety manager, whatever the position you have, might be the safety auditor as well. So understand the question: which of the following is likely to be the most helpful in developing a positive health and safety culture? Now, the options are: a senior management creating workforce, fear of disciplinary proceedings, that only the threatening environment can create the safety culture. Do you agree with that option number A? If you don't agree, go to the next. Option B is high level communication change with diluted messages at lower levels. Is it the only purpose and the best way to create safety culture? Do you agree with that option B? If you don't agree, then go to the next slide. Option C is promotion of process safety leadership and board level visibility on site. Now, this third option looks really reasonable and logically sound, like you are the president of your company, or you are the CEO or the managing director, or the board, or the safety director, in other words, or even the general manager of your company. Then you must lead by example. You must have to have kind of visible leadership. It's not like only sitting in your office and expecting that everything gonna be safe. You are ultimately responsible as a leader to be on site, not on a daily basis, but at least there must be some sort of visibility from your side on the site, and people should take an example. Look, if our general manager is so serious about safety, very much committed, he always visits the site and guiding us and motivating us and leading by example, by the way, leading by example by wearing PPs and reporting unsafe acts or conditions and motivating people whoever required some sort of motivation from the management side. So lead by example. So what I mean is, creating a health and safety culture is required the top management to be fully committed, right? So C option, definitely you will agree, is the right one. But anyhow, the third and the fourth one, the D option, is management focus on productivity, not unreasonable safety regulation. No, 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 it doesn't look. How come you can create a safety culture by ignoring the safety regulations, right? So I hope this question number one would have give you an idea how that option need to be selected. You go through each option and you ask yourself, even though you'll be studying 5 days, if you join our training programs, we'll giving you 5 days training, and then ultimately you'll go for the exam, inshallah, directly managed by NEBOSH UK. But bear in mind, the more technically logically your concepts are sound, more easier would be for you to select the right answer. Now let's take another example, question number 2. Since it's a mock exam, so it is giving an idea how that exam would be look like. Now, question number 2 is, process safety involves a commitment to continuous what? Impartiality? No, it doesn't look sound. Improvement? Yes, we can think about it. Improvisation or implementation? The biggest room in the world is the room for further improvement. So the ultimate purpose of process safety involves a commitment to continuous improvement. It's not like today everything is good and next day it's all bad. Or today you overnight you improved 70% your process safety, but very next day it came down to 20%. So it's not like kind of the continuous effective continuous improvement process. The improvement process is, today you are 5%, then 7, 9, 11, 20, 22, 25, and you're maintaining, right? And this is how you go and keep your continuous improvement process on a daily basis, inshallah. So that is the ultimate purpose of this process safety, management systems. Let's take another example. Question number 3, which of the following best describes workplace consultation? Now, we have communication and we have consultation. We have informations, like informing someone or consulting someone. So they're giving 4 options. The option A is two-way exchange of information between employer and worker. Yes, that's kind of consultation, because you have to exchange informations as a employer along with your workers, right? So A is the right option. Now I'm just going to talk about the right option, inshallah, so we can save some time. Ultimately, time is money, right? Now, question number 4, what is the main reason for sharing lessons learned from major incidents with other organizations? The right option is C, like accident investigations are more effective in determining immediate and root causes, so that we can take some corrective preventive actions, and avoiding any repetition of such incidents and future, God forbid. Question number 5, the key elements of a process safety management follow the plan, do, check, act model, PDCA. All the management internationally as per international standards. Whenever we talk about management standard, PDCA is kind of a foundational tool, like plan, do, check, act model will be integrated with that management concept. Now, the management review aligns with which part of the model? Act, because management review related to act, like plan, do, check, act. Now, question number 6, which form of risk assessment is most appropriate when the risk is potentially intolerable? So we have to do quantitative risk assessment here. We can't rely only on qualitative. Now, question number 7, which of the following is a leading indicator? Leading indicator. In advance, you are getting data and defining your safety indicators, like through your safety audits. Of course, in advance, proactively, you'll be getting plenty of insights, what areas need to be focused and how you're going to improve, right? So A is the right option. Question number 8, which of the following is most likely to help you develop a safe system of work? Which of the following is most likely to help you develop a safe system of work? You do task analysis, actually, not data analysis or causal analysis or statistical. All analysis, of course, have plenty of benefits. But when we talk about process safety, it's a game of each task, each activity, each step of that particular process or sub processes. You have to take it serious, because one small mistake is all over. So task analysis. Now, question number 9, a permit to work is usually required in preparation for an activity with high risk. Mostly, the permit to work system at least need to be designed and applied and implemented, especially to control the high risk activities or processes. The question number 10, the main reason why a shift handover should be given as much time as necessary is to allow for. So the real purpose is option B, like an incoming operator to ask questions about the status of the process and an outgoing operator to clarify and explain, So like on rig sites, there are 2 shifts normally, but could be 3 also. So whenever you hand over your shift, of course, the incoming operator should ask plenty of questions and clear what went wrong, everything was okay, anything complicated, any complicated processes are, or kind of contractual works are going on. So anything related to the day shift or that particular shift, of course, need to be communicated kind of output with the upcoming or incoming operator. Now, question number 11, inspecting a workplace where contract workers are carrying out work is performance monitoring. Quite straightforward. Inspecting a workplace where contract workers are carrying out work is not active monitoring, not reactively monitoring, not condition monitoring. This is called performance monitoring, because you awarded them the contract and they are working on your behalf. They're serving you basically. So you surely need to monitor their performance here. So D is the right option. Now, question number 12, maintenance work is planned on plant A. Okay, understand the question, the crux of the question, the deep meaning of that question technically, maintenance work is planned on plant A. The work is likely to impact on the operation of a second plant B. What is the most effective way of controlling risk between the 2 plants in this situation? Maintenance work is planned on plant A, and the work is likely to impact on the operation of a second plant. So plant B is there. So what is the most effective way of controlling risk between the two plants in this situation? The much better approach is display a duplicate permit to work in plants A and B. So D is the right option. Now, question number 13, what is normally included in the periodic review of the safety performance of contractors working on site? What is normally included in the periodic review of safety performance of contractors working on site? So what is the real how periodically we have to, like, inspection to check compliance and accident review meetings. This is the best way. Like, you inspect and check compliance as per your standards, as per legal regulations, as per the process for process industry standards, especially for that particular process. You're getting services from your contractor. So this is the best strategy, like inspections to check compliance and accident review meetings. The question number 14, like, maintenance of burns primarily contribute to what? Emergency preparedness. Maintenance of burns primarily contribute to emergency preparedness. So in advance, you are getting ready and making sure if anything still goes wrong, these burns definitely will be a great contributor to keep you secure. No, question number 15, a process was shut down automatically due to an unexpected and sudden pressure increase. So it was outside of standard operating conditions. What type of shutdown is that in an example of? A process was shut down automatically. So a sudden shutdown due to an unexpected and sudden pressure increase. So it was outside of standard operating. So outside of SOC, like standard operating conditions. So what type of shutdown is that an example? Of course, it's a emergency shutdown. Okay. So D is the right answer. Question number 16, safe operating envelope, like SOE, involves adhering to what? Upper and lower operating limits. There are, of course, process parameters for each process, several. So make sure the upper and lower operating limits are well followed. Like if you go and see the oil refineries or gas oil separation plants, or any high hazardous industries, how that plant is being controlled. Of course, there are plenty of upper and lower operating limits which need to be followed process to process, to control that plant and avoiding any sort of abnormal or kind of emergency situations. So this safe operating envelopes involves adhering to upper and lower operating limits. So A is the right answer. Now, question number 17, pressure, temperature, flow, level, pH, and density are common parameters associated with safe operating envelopes, like I mentioned earlier. So C is the right answer. Question number 18, thorough visual inspection of the plant to determine that all work has been completed is most relevant within the pre-startup safety review. Pre-startup safety review. Proactively, you need to check it out. Now, question number 19, saturated steam is also known as wet steam. Saturated steam is also known as wet steam. Now, question number 20. Now, what is just a humble request? Wherever you believe some technical vocabulary words are there, go to Google, go have some research. If I'll start explaining each technical point, then this video is going to be so long, right? So, humble request, wherever you believe any technical word or vocabulary is giving you some difficulty, go and research, and because self done is well done in some areas, right? Instead of it's hard to explain everything here. I hope you understand. Now, question number 20, one of the hazards of using nitrogen as an inerting gas is what is the purpose? To decrease oxygen concentration. Okay, one of the hazards of using nitrogen as an inerting gases decrease oxygen concentration. Even though for purging we use nitrogen to remove, to minimize, to bring LEL, lower explosive limit at 0%, we rely on nitrogen after steaming or water wash or other processes. So, but ultimately, bear in mind, it will also decrease the oxygen concentration or bring it down. Now, question number 21, a consequence of thermal runaway reaction is a catastrophic plant failure through overpressure. Okay, because thermal runaway reaction is there, so it's boom up. So because of overpressure. The question 22, liquid is being transferred from a road tank, a tanker to a storage vessel. The failure to open a vent valve on the tanker during the transfer could result in a tanker overpressure, of course. So what is the right option? C. Now question 23, rapid temperature change can cause cracking of materials. Rapid temperature change can can cause cracking of material. This type of failure mode is known as thermal shock. So option C is in it. I hope you got the point. I know you might have completed NEBOSH IGC or plenty of other NEBOSH qualifications, maybe NEBOSH IDP as well. But still, I would recommend you to go for NEBOSH PSM, process safety management, because this is one of the technical qualifications, I would say, and that's required. That's what we truly need as a safety professional. Even as an engineer, it's not like only for the safety professionals. Anyone, whoever is working in highly hazardous industries, no harm to learn about process safety management and achieve the qualification. And we are here to help you, inshallah. Now, question 24, the most effective standard operating procedure for process plant are those developed with the involvement of plant engineers and process operators. The most effective standard operating procedures for process plants are those developed with the involvement of plant engineers and process operators. Because, of course, they are process engineers, so you can get their input, kind of technical input, and based on that, you can prepare some standard operating procedures or even SOPs. No, alerting and informing when problems occur during process operation is the main function of an alarm. There must be alarm system, and I hope you guys have clear understanding about it. Now, question 26. One of the main typical features of a jet fire is a highly directional flame. There are different types of fires, but no, you can go and have some research what a jet fire looks like. What is that directional flame? Even though the option A is the right one. Hot gases from fires naturally rise through voids and ducts. This behavior is known as convection. Conduction. So, different type of fire spreading methodologies are there. So no harm to learn further, right? So the question 27, the right answer is A. Question 28, to manage an organization's reputation during emergencies, there should be a nominated trained person to specialize with media reporters. It's not like anyone can report and talk to the media. Make sure, because ultimately, the ultimate importance is the value of the goodwill of your business. And if anything nonsense you talk about your company in front of media, of course, they'll catch this issue and spread like a wildlife fire, I would say, rapid fire. And within 4 minutes, globally, the message gone and it's all over. Because goodwill gone, that means the business is over. God forbid. That's why, several companies, they have corporate communication department. And within that corporate communication, they have someone who only responsible to talk with the media persons. Now, question 29, for which operating environment Is ethics approved equipment essential? We have fireproof, we have explosion proof, we have fire resistant material. So same way, ATEX approved equipment essential, and what's the benefit? Potentially flammable atmosphere from dust or vapors. Wherever we believe the potentially flammable atmospheres are there, ATEX approved equipment are essential, imperative, important to use. Question number 30, which of the following is an example of a condition needed for a dust explosion to occur? Dust is confined in a hopper silo, so be careful. Confined spaces are always the dangerous, restricted, or kind of red zone areas. Question number 31. You are trying to convince your board to adopt a safety management system. You are trying to convince your board, to adopt a safety management system. You are using an argument that a safety management system can help you avoid needless and preventable deaths and injuries. What type of argument is this usually known as? It's a moral, because we are responsible morally, legally, and also because of financial insights, we truly need a safety management system. The question number 32, you are conducting a hazardous area classification for a petroleum fuel storage. In particular, you are concerned with the area around the fuel pump and pipelines connected to each storage tank. So already a red zone area, assuming all components are in good condition, what zone is the area around the fuel pump likely to be under normal operation? So it's a zone 1. No, what is zone 1? What is zone 2? What is zone 21 and zone 22? No harm to learn further. But if you're going to join our institute, of course, we will make sure you understand each technical point, and easily you're going to achieve, inshallah, NEBOSH process safety management certification and qualification. Now, question 33, a chemical plant located 4 kilometers from a city center accidentally released a very large quantity of toxic gas. The release of the toxic gas occurred when a process operator mistakenly added water to a storage tank containing a toxic liquid. The two reacted violently, causing the contents to boil. The reaction that occurred within the storage tank was one that released energy with a corresponding temperature increasing. So B is the right answer. You can read again and again and understand, and don't go to question number 34 until you understand, question 33 and why that option B is the right answer. Clear your why. So take your time, because that's why I mentioned, don't watch this video if you don't have time. Because whenever we want to learn something, we need complete focus, right? Not the distracted mind. I know we all are so much busy, but once we are doing something beneficial for our career, we must have to have some focus, and dedicated time and energy, of course, we required. And no doubt there are, pool of informations, and now uh, pulling out or even selecting the right set of informations which can be more helpful for us, it's really hard. It's really hard. That is why I'm telling, make sure, whenever you're watching this video, make sure you have plenty of time to focus, and then see the benefits, inshallah. Question number 34, an accident report detailed that similar plant owned by the same organization and other international locations were built downwind of cities. This was as a result of previous incidents where similar quantities of toxic gas had been released into the atmosphere. This chemical plant was built upwind of a city. This was primarily an example of a failure of organizational learning, because we have to learn from our incidents or accidents. Now, question 35. During a major incident, the primary plant audible warning system was activated, but management subsequently issued an instruction to switch it off shortly after. Switching the primary plant audible warning system off in these circumstances were primarily to deviation from a SOP, deviation from a standard operating procedure. So D is the right answer. But to be very honest, sometime as a safety auditor, when I evaluate the SOPs, to be very honest, sometimes those SOPs are not technically sound. Several steps are missed, or maybe not updated, or maybe not updated as per the latest research and trends, to manage complicated technical hazardous processes. So make sure you must have periodical review of your SOPs to keep them updated. And like if an SOP is there, and for one particular process, that SOP is guiding you 12 steps, but your operator is following 16. So four other steps are there, but those four steps are not enlisted in the SOP. So accept the fact your SOP is not updated, because those four steps are technically very much important. That is why you are getting the right set of output from that particular process. So I hope you got the point. All your SOPs, your policies, your documentation, everything need to be reviewed and make sure you keep them updated. The question number 36, you are working on a site that handles combustible dust, kind of flammable dust. You have already taken precautions to reduce the chances of primary dust explosion. However, you are worried about the risk of a secondary explosion, which is the best way to reduce the risk. Good housekeeping. We sometimes underestimate these two words, good housekeeping. And housekeeping, all hidden areas. Don't let any combustible dust, especially, to accumulate, even in the hidden areas. So deep cleaning is very much important. Now, question number 37. A bulk fuel tank is normally filled automatically from a pipeline through a filling valve. The tank is fitted with a level gauge that enables operators to remotely monitor the level from a control room. The tank is also fitted with a high level alarm. Even level alarm is there. High level switches are there. If activated, closes the filling wall. The filling wall can also be closed using an emergency switch located in the control room. On one occasion, all of these devices failed and the tank overflowed. While all of these devices help prevent overfilling, which is the most safety critical item required to effectively prevent the tank overflowing. So the filling wall, the D is the right option. So you can read again and again and don't move on to question number 38 until you understand, the scenario and why that D option is the right one. The question 38, several workers were killed by fire and explosion after a worker cut into the wrong pipe. The pipe contained flammable hydrocarbons and had not been isolated. The release was ignited by sparks generated during the cutting operation. You are the process safety representative investigating the accident. What is the most significant cause of this accident? So failure to control work, actually. It's a clear, straightforward answer. C, failure to control work. The second last question of this video number 1, even though I'll be, inshallah, recording for more videos because I have more than 200 questions. We as a group, group of people have developed them, and I truly thankful to my brothers, especially Mr. Mujahid. Then we have Mr. Kashif, if they are watching and listening me, inshallah. So, and also, few more are there. Mr. Atal Mohsen is also there. So we collectively actually work hard and we develop these questions just to help you out. But personally, I'm very much involved as a process safety management trainer. The reason is we as a trainer have to be technically sound for each technical point, and then we can be capable to teach anyone, right? So in that context, even though I'm still a learner like you, I'm also a learner, to be very honest, but somehow I'm trying to facilitate and create a platform where we can learn from each other, inshallah. So I'm sure the moment you will join our training programs, you will get plenty of benefits for sure, inshallah, and easy to achieve any sort of qualification you are looking for, especially related to HSC. So what is the most important thing you should do before installing the bypass pipe? Review implications of the proposed change. So deep study and analysis. The last question of this video, number one, question number 40. There has been a near miss incident where an experienced operator failed to respond. So an experienced operator failed to respond to a high level alarm on a fuel tank, resulting in a loss of containment from the tank. The incident could have had major catastrophic consequences, and had the fuel found an ignition source. It is important that lessons are learned from all incidents, including near misses. Which of the following is the best way to learn lessons from this incident and prevent such an incident happening again? Investigate the incident thoroughly, identify the root causes, and ensure this is communicated as wide as audience as possible. So B is the right option. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I hope it is going to be very much beneficial. If you are wishing and going to achieve this NEBOSH process safety management certification, feel free to contact me directly. So I'm sure you will be in safe hands, inshallah, and we'll make sure you're granted success, inshallah, because for this particular qualification, uh, I have detailed study, for each topic of process safety management as per NEBOSH theories, and I'm sure you'll be getting a lot of benefit, inshallah. Thank you very much. So you can watch again and again. It's up to you, but don't leave the question until you understood the right answer, and you clear your why that answer is right. And no doubt, it's kind of a technical qualification. You need a technical mind. If you don't have, you are going to develop for sure, because sometimes we believe safety is a very easy subject. Trust me, this is the most difficult subject, but we will make it very easy for you, inshallah. Thank you very much. Take care of yourself. And I'm going to upload 4 more videos, and see these 240 or 250 questions related to NEBOSH PSM, inshallah, would be enough to achieve your qualification, inshallah. Bye bye.